Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Empowerment and Illness. I am Gwen, your host. Today's episode is the second episode of our series, Mental Health and Emotional Wellness. We're tackling something deeply personal and often overlooked, living with invisible symptoms. These are the symptoms that others can't see: chronic pain, extreme fatigue, sensory overload, brain fog, and they can affect every corner of your life. It's hard enough dealing with these symptoms, but it becomes even more painful when people around us don't believe or understand what we're going through. Today, we're going to talk about what it's like to live behind a healthy mask and how to advocate for yourself when people don't see the full picture. Let's get into it. One of the biggest hurdles for people with chronic illnesses is that many symptoms aren't visible to the naked eye. Unlike a broken arm in a cast or someone walking with crutches, invisible symptoms don't offer visual proof that something is wrong. This leads to skepticism, even from well-meaning friends, family, and co-workers. They may assume that if they can't see your pain, it must not be that bad. This lack of visibility often forces us to justify our symptoms, which can be emotionally exhausting. Another layer to this is societal perception. We live in a culture that values productivity and outward signs of struggle. If you're still working, still going out occasionally, or even just posting a smiling picture online, people may assume you're fine. But chronic illnesses are complex, and symptoms fluctuate. One day, you may have enough energy to take a walk. The next day, you're completely bedridden. This unpredictability makes it even harder for others to grasp what you're going through. Lastly, there's the medical side of things. Many invisible illnesses, like fibromyalgia, lupus, or chronic fatigue syndrome, don't always show up in standard tests. This can lead to delays in diagnosis and even medical gaslighting, where doctors downplay or dismiss your symptoms. If medical professionals can sometimes struggle to validate our experiences, it's no wonder that friends and family might also have difficulty understanding what we endure daily. One of the hardest invisible symptoms I've personally struggled with is fatigue. Not just tiredness, but a full body shutdown. I often share how something as simple as taking a shower can wipe me out for the rest of the day. I call it showstopper because that's exactly what it does. Everything comes to a stop. Recovering from that can take days of doing almost nothing. This fatigue is so heavy, it's like being wrapped up in a suit that weighs 1,000 pounds and you can't take it off. I also deal with brain fog, which can be equally debilitating. It's infuriating to forget the thoughts you just had or know the words you want to say, but not be able to find it. You feel trapped inside your own mind. Imagine sitting in a job interview and completely blanking when asked about your own experience. You know the answer, but the fog won't let it out. It can make you feel incoherent, unprepared, or worse, unintelligent, when the truth is your brain is simply battling a chronic illness too. Another invisible symptom I live with is joint pain. Unless you catch me rubbing my hands or knees, you'd never know what's going on inside my body. With lupus, I sometimes have visible symptoms like a butterfly rash, alopecia, or my fingertips turning blue from circulation issues. When those are visible, people are more understanding. But when they're not, it's like my pain doesn't exist in their eyes. And that's one of the hardest things, having someone look you in the face and say that they don't believe you, as if anyone would choose to live with these symptoms just to get attention. I wish people believe the invisible just as easily as they believe what they can see. The emotional and mental toll of feeling unseen is staggering. When you live with invisible symptoms, you start second guessing your own experiences. This self doubt can be dangerous because it may stop you from seeking the care and accommodations you need. You may feel guilty for not being able to keep up, or ashamed for needing rest. That internal dialogue becomes exhausting. Am I overreacting? Why can't I be normal? Maybe it's all in my head. But let me tell you right now, none of that is true. These are real symptoms with real impacts. Just because others don't understand doesn't mean your reality isn't valid. That mental load adds to the weight we already carry, and it can deepen feelings of loneliness and isolation, especially when people you love don't believe you. It cuts deep. The desire to be believed, to be supported without question, is something every person with a chronic illness deserves. So much of your advocacy starts with acknowledging your own truth. You don't have to convince everyone, but you do have to believe yourself. Let that be your anchor, because when the world gaslights you, your voice is the one that has to stay rooted in your reality. When it comes to dealing with doctors and other healthcare providers, self-advocacy is crucial. Many of us have been in appointments where our concerns were brushed aside with comments like, "It's just stress," or "You look fine to me." In these moments, having a clear strategy for speaking up can make a difference. One powerful tool: documentation. Keep a health journal. Track when your symptoms occur, their severity, and any possible triggers. This gives you concrete data to present to your doctor, making it harder for them to dismiss your experiences. Language matters too. Instead of just saying, "I'm tired," say, "I experienced debilitating fatigue that prevented me from doing basic tasks like showering or preparing meals." Be specific, be clear, and be direct. When your words paint a vivid picture, it becomes harder for providers to ignore you. It also helps you notice patterns that could aid in your treatment plan. Bring in a trusted advocate, whether it's a friend, family member, or patient advocate, can also be powerful. Having someone else in the room to back you up can help ensure that your concerns are taken seriously. Don't be afraid to seek a second opinion if you feel unheard. Not every doctor is the right fit, and finding one who listens and validates your concerns can change your entire healthcare experiences. Educate yourself on your condition and come prepared with research-backed questions. You deserve to be taken seriously, and the right medical team will respect that. Your health is too important to leave in the hands of someone who doesn't support you. Having open, honest conversations with loved ones about your illness is key to maintaining relationships. However, this can be easier said than done, especially when those around you don't fully understand what you're going through. You know they care about you, but they might not know how to respond. Some may minimize your experience out of discomfort or because they're afraid. Others may try to fix it, not realizing what you really need is to be heard. A great starting point is using clear, simple language to explain your symptoms and how they affect your daily life. For example, instead of saying, "I'm too tired to go out," try saying, "My fatigue feels like my body is weighed down with cement today, and pushing through it would make tomorrow even worse." Using comparisons that others can relate to can help them grasp what you're experiencing. This puts them in your shoes. Setting boundaries is also important. If someone keeps pushing you to do more than you're capable of, calmly but firmly remind them of your limitations. You are allowed to prioritize your health. Tell them you are preserving your energy for healing. Finally, share emotional resources. Sometimes people need an outside perspective to truly understand. Providing them with articles or podcasts like this one or books about your condition can open their eyes. If they care about you, they will make the effort to learn. There is power in shared experiences. When you find people who understand you without explanation, who see you, it's like finding a lifeline. Sometimes, friends and family may want to support you, but simply don't know how. Online communities, local support groups, and advocacy spaces give us the affirmations we often lack elsewhere. They remind us that we're not imagining things, and we're certainly not alone. You don't have to go through this isolated in your struggle. When you share your story, you're not only lightening your own burden, you help someone else feel seen. This podcast, this community we're building here, it's a place where your truth matters, where we hold space for each other without judgment or comparison. Connection is medicine. Whether it's one person or a group of 1,000, knowing someone else is walking a similar path gives us courage to keep going. And remember, community doesn't always have to be loud or busy. Sometimes it's one comment, one message, one voice saying, "I believe you." Strength grows where support thrives. Before we leave, I would like to close with a special portion of the show I call Healing Heartbeats. This is where we allow ourselves to wallow in sorrow. Give yourself 3 minutes to laugh, cry, scream, cuss, or just sit in silence. Whatever you need to do to feel it, do it. Let the depression in for only 3 minutes. Once you've reached 3 minutes, compartmentalize it and get back to living. This is a rinse and repeat behavior. You cannot let depression take over, because when it does, it will not let go. When we hear about the passing of someone, they have the day they were born and the day they pass away. There is a dash in the middle. It's not a long line, but a short dash. That dash represents your life. Go live in spite of having a chronic illness. Don't let your condition stop you. You are your best advocate. You do not need to prove your pain to anyone. Your experience is real, and you deserve to be heard, understood, and respected. Even when others don't understand, you stand strong in your truth. Your symptoms are not up for debate. Your health is not a popularity contest. You know your body better than anyone else, and you have the right to be heard, respected, and supported. Advocacy starts with you, whether it's in the doctor's office, at work, or in personal relationships. Stand firm in your truth, and don't be afraid to ask for what you need. To our listeners, I hope you are enjoying this series as we continue to explore mental health and emotional wellness. Each episode is designed to bring awareness, support, and empowerment to those navigating this journey, whether as a warrior, caregiver, or advocate. We appreciate you being a part of this community, and we look forward to sharing more insights, stories, and resources with you. Keep speaking up, keep taking care of yourself, and keep leaning on this community when things get hard. Remember, you have the strength, the heart, and the support to continue your journey. Be safe.